Uppy, uppy, uppy. It's One Funny Morning. I'm Dana Blizzard, and it's too early in the morning. This is the dumbest show in the whole world.
From Monday
to Friday. Sometimes on Saturdays.
Why would you say that in front of all these people?
Dean stinks.
You never know what's gonna happen.
That's your Dateline voice?
I don't know.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't.
It's not a chicken leg. This is a chicken leg.
Look at that manhole cover on my face.
Not a bad rendition of me. Hold on.
We know your brother. We'll give you a ride to school or whatever.
That's called
our small
murder
town.
in New Jersey.
He was alive
Like, what is...
with his everything.
Oh.
What's outside your Puerta de Clima?
That's Stellan! Yeah!
Okay, we're coming to you live from the Isle of Shame.
Yes.
This is my child, who just is embarrassed to be with me all together. Of course. But we are in the Isle of Shame, and I want to try yelling the caca to see if it really works.
Not me.
Caca! Okay, nobody did it. Nobody did it. Okay, so we're, it doesn't work apparently here in Tampa, Florida, but we're trying it. We're going to try it again.
Again.
Caca! Nobody
Nothing.
said anything. Okay, so we're done. We're going to look through the Isle of Shame and see what we can find, and hopefully it'll be something good. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Now it's time for Dina. Uppy, uppy, uppy.
Jen, that was amazing. Please, everyone, just go to... Someone has to get video of somebody answering. If two of you would go at the same time and just record each other in different aisles, that would be great. Jen, that's you? Jen... Hilarious. Love it. Please do it over and over again. Go to different Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's? Aldi's. Don't go to Trader Joe's. You look real weird. Go to Aldi's. Aldi's. Yeah, right? Yeah, it's Aldi's. I mean, you should do it at all of them. ShopRite, Acme. Yeah. Listen, I need to see a video of more people trying it and who is going to be the lucky one that gets an answer. Cacao. Listen, that was the best way to start the day. Judy, do you guys have Aldi in Canada? My daughter was humiliated, and you're welcome. Mm-hmm. It is Aldi. Okay. It's a girl. It's Thursday. And I don't even remember what store that is. I may just call in all of them just to see if anybody answers. Why do I nod when you ask questions? Can you see me responding with a nod? I'm so dumb. Judy said, no Aldi's in Canada. All right, well, you should call just in random stores then. Mm-hmm. In Sacramento, we're getting 5 Aldi's. Oh, girl, I really feel like it's Friday. I have a feeling tomorrow I'm going to wake up and just not do a show because I'll be like, yeah, well, it's Saturday. So I've lost the space-time continuum. I just don't. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Dina's in short sleeves. I'm all bundled up. Put a sweater on. Girl, I'm just going to keep dressing like it's spring because the calendar, like this is a little low. The calendar says that it's spring, and I'm going to dress for it. Mm-hmm. I've never heard anyone could call in an Aldi's. Allison, let us coordinate. Mm-hmm. What is the temperature in this country of Pennsylvania? That's a great question. Hey, Siri, what's the temperature? 44 in this country. It's 44 degrees. But I have a space heater in almost every room. I think that might be one of the differences for Jason with me moving here is that no matter where I go, a heat source will be with me. This is a beautiful old home. And yeah, I dress like it's spring in the house. When I leave, I put on a winter coat to balance it out. Mm-hmm. In the country of Boston, it's 37. Thank you, Viola. Mm-hmm. It's winter in the morning, spring in the afternoon, and it is s'mores by evening. That is how it's going. Yeah. The space heater. And the electric bill is through the roof. Listen, I don't need you to heat the whole house. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a big house. I sit here. It's like when you're in the ocean and you pee and you're just like, I just need it to be warm here. And you're like, you know what? I get that. A good reference. Do you remember when you were younger and you'd walk through the ocean? You're like, it is very warm here. Who just peed? Is that always a thing? Did I make that up? Yeah. Don't feel bad. Only -2 degrees Celsius here in Toontown. Again, I'm going to need you to. So that's if it's -2. Your 0 is our 33. And that's all I have. Right? Fahrenheit 33 is 0. So -2. So it's 31 degrees. Listen, I'm doing 5th grade temperature math, and I think it's pretty close. When you were a child, I still think that. Is that true, that if it's warm when you're walking through the ocean, somebody peed there? Or that's just what the earth does? I don't know. I have my AC on here in Lake Mary. I'm under a heated blanket when I work in the basement. Girl, I tell you. There's never... I was about to say, I feel like my body is either freezing cold or Jason just calls me a radiator. He's just like, you are just, your body is hot. And I don't think he means that in you're a looker kind of way. I think he just means you're just, I always say, the older woman. Wait, I'm the older woman. Okay, so we had open mic last night, and here's what I'm just going to tell you. Number 1, Linda Marston is the queen. Straight up the queen. And everyone knows it who was there last night. And I can't even... But every time this woman opens her mouth, she kills. She kills. And she's not even trying. Open mic. Last night, we had 3 new people perform. So these might be people who have been just kind of watchers in our audience. Just kind of watching people. So we're on our 4th or 5th open mic now. And we have our regulars, which is really interesting to watch just even in a short amount of time, 4 to 5 weeks, just see progress. We had, I think, 3 people last night who went up and shared something with us for the first time, which was so lovely. And then we have people who, we have some people who like really practice every week and are just like, this is what I prepared. Other people who are like, I have just a concept or just a story to share. And they just kind of wing it. And it's just as enjoyable. And it's just really nice to see people kind of trying new things. Victoria said, I love it. I'm working up to signing up. I have a few good jokes already. Great. And you know what? It doesn't have to be funny. Some people are reading poetry. Anne-Marie has regaled us week to week with love letters from her father, from her grandmother, who she never met. And just, it's just so interesting. To just kind of, showstopper, Linda Marston. Is it Marsters? I keep saying her name wrong. I should get it since she's a superstar. But just a joy Yeah, it's just, who can I reach out to about having issues getting into the Zoom? I still haven't gotten in. Everything else going on. Then every time Jessica, please reach out to Stephanie. She is our technical whiz, and she will get you in, absolutely. And so just reach out to her. She's really good at all of that. Yeah. Oh yeah, in 20 years, people will be reading you up text on the open mic. I'm committed to on Wednesday night. I need to wait until the season's over. You're so funny, Lorene. I need to set up so I can hear everyone too, but I don't want to be until I have my joke ready. I don't think you will, Victoria. Everybody is really kind of working on their own thing. I actually think, and I went to go see Missy and my friend Bob perform at Andrea's comedy fundraiser a few weeks ago. I actually feel like I get inspired to write when I am around people who are writing. I think that, if you can dedicate yourself to finding like an hour and a half a week, which is what this open mic is, to just be around people who are coming up with content or putting pen to paper, that it just gets your flowing. I'm just getting here and realized I totally forgot about opening my last night. What's that? About opening my last night. I was up in Chris. I don't know what you mean. We do have to go back to 45:15. Oh yeah, we don't share the recordings. Sorry. You gotta be in the room. Yeah. No, I think it's really great. I said to Missy, it was nice to be in the audience and not be performing that night, because she was, and it's not like what she's saying, I'm like, oh, I should write a joke about that. It's just like, oh yeah, no, that's funny. That reminds me of this, and I should write that down. So I was in the back just kind of taking notes. So yeah. But if you ever get the chance to meet Linda in person, listen, just ask her to tell you the Cinderella story. That's only funny if you were there. But you will never forget it. And dare I say, a shirt should be made. So, Lana, I am still working on the book. I am sending queries out. I'm kind of at a place where, just some insights. It is, see, Jim Daly, you always get inspired with other comedians in the room. It's a great community of sharing. Jim, I would love for you to join us one night for open mic if you ever feel up for it. It's our virtual open mic. And it would be great to have you. You'll have to let me know if you want to pop in as a guest one night, just to get some different perspectives. But it's lovely, Jim. People go up and they have the floor for 2 minutes, and they can share whatever they would like. And everybody's reasons for being there are really different, and all really inspiring, and everybody's kind of working on different things. So it's lovely. But for the query process for a book, I first have to get an agent. And in order to do that, you send these kind of like a one sheet, these queries out. And then they read them. And I think that they take them and read through them once and then throw them in the trash. And then maybe put it through like a shredder. And then they sit on that for 6 weeks. And then they write you a beautifully worded letter saying that although, no, Jim, absolutely not. You will have to, yeah. And then Joey Joe showed up with his book last night that he published in 5 days. So Joey Joe literally shows up last night. He goes, I'll be doing a reading from my book. And I was like, I didn't know you had a book. And he goes, yes, here it is. And then he holds, it's a picture of him with the most fantastical title you've ever heard. And I wish I had memorized it, but it's a lot of words. And Missy saw the book that he wrote in 5 days. And I was like, great job, Joey Joe, for letting Shakendra know you could publish a book in 5 days. So, Elaine, I told them. They don't care. So anyway, so while I'm waiting for agents to respond no, I am now working with Missy on getting some keynotes going and getting kind of my website up and updated, and working on, Missy and I are working on some pitches for some speaking conferences. And so, yeah, because you know how you got to pay bills in between writing a book? Girl, they make you pay your mortgage, even though you've called them and said, guys, I'm writing a book that hasn't been picked up or has any sales. And yes, it will be out in 2050. Can you hold the mortgage for just a bit? And they said no. Rude. So, yeah. So rude. You're supposed to pay those bills. Yeah. So Missy, I gave Missy homework. Listen, I think I've stumbled onto a new business. Let me tell you what it is. And again, my businesses don't make money. So keep that in mind. I have come to a place in my life at the tender age of 52 where I like to talk to people, hear about their hopes and dreams. Then I like to give them homework. I will hold you to your homework. I will call you. Be like, did you do what you said you wanted to do? And then I gave you a step-by-step. Did you do it? And I'm enjoying it. Hold on. Judith has an update. Judith, whose car hit her. Here she goes. She goes, update. Hubby has a new rod. Girl, she wrote, in his leg. My surgery went well. Hip was repaired. 3 months, no weight bearing. That's going to be tough. Judith, we're praying for you. Remember, if you missed it, Judith had the ugliest of Mondays, and her car ran over her and her husband, and she got to go on a helicopter ride. So Judith, thank you for the update. I know, Katie. She was like, you shouldn't even expect to make money on a book. I was like, exactly. The way these bills keep showing up on my doorstep, it's like they're obsessed with me. Can't you just call bill payers stalkers and it would just go away? Oh, here's the title of Joey Joe's book. Here it is. How to outspeak night stalkers using your life experience to manage conversations with unwanted guests in aisle 5. Boom. So yesterday I called Missy and I was like, listen, this is what I just did and you have to do it. And you need to do it by Friday. So tomorrow on my desk, I will need to see a first draft of your query letter and I'll review it. Again, I have no credentials, but I will review your homework and we will discuss it and then we will send it out. And that is how it goes. Yeah. So yes, Judith, we're all praying for you. Dina always gives me homework and I do it, but they are still making me pay my mortgage. Don't they know that I'm doing the work? Gosh, so ridiculous. So listen, if you want to just make some slight changes in life, just call the people who you owe money to stalkers. And it just takes on a real different form. And be like, I'm just trying to get through life and these stalkers won't leave me alone. It's basically just a shift in positioning. Seriously, I have to mention the Colgate Optic White again. It removed years of stains on my teeth and 2%. Girl, I swear by that toothbrush and that toothpaste. Oh, she gives me homework. I have to make a video today, Tanya. I got homework myself. So I really only give homework to people who give me homework back. And I'm like, so there's that. All right, so on to some exciting things that are happening. So in between writing a book and getting my keynoting together and doing stand-up and these 3 kids and the 2 dogs, whatever, I have been lucky enough to have been chosen, if you saw the post yesterday, to be a part of the Vail Comedy Festival coming up at Memorial Day weekend this year. I'm so excited. I was found out a couple weeks ago, and it was just announced officially yesterday. And I am the 9th of many comedians that are being announced in the next few days. And so you'll get to see the full list if you want to follow the Vail Comedy Festival on Instagram, and you can see them on their website. It has a fabulous array of comedians, and I'll be going to Vail, so who's going to meet me there? So it's going to be a lot of fun. So joining us today is the founder of that festival to tell us all about the festival itself, the comedians that are going to be there, why Vail is so fantastic. I've never been. I've spent some time in Colorado, but never in Vail, so I can't wait. So let me introduce you to Mark Masters. Mark is Colorado's second cleanest comedian, a comedy club headliner, and a lovable goof who is not above an open mic with a sticky floor. Who isn't? Mark has headlined comedy clubs in cities large and small, corporate events all over, and appeared in various media outlets like NPR, ABC, OutsideTV, ESPN, the Clean Comedy Podcast, and the Zimbabwe Herald. That is not a joke. He has also worked with comedians from HBO, NBC, ABC, CBS, Comedy Central, Conan, and Netflix. He's based in Colorado. He's a published author and humorist for nationally distributed magazines. And he's the founder of the Vail Comedy Show and the founder and organizer of the Vail Comedy Festival, a Memorial Day 3-weekend day that the Denver Post calls a best bet. He is not on Facebook or Instagram, but he has a website, and it is markmasters.co, like Colorado. So please welcome to the show, Mark Masters. Hey, Mark.
Hey, good morning, Dina. How are you?
I'm good. What time is it there? Are you in Mountain?
I'm on the East Coast, so it's 9, but it feels like 6 because I flew in from Vegas last night. So
wow. I was gonna say, is Vail in what time zone?
Mountain
time.
Same as Denver.
It's like the 5 people that are in Mountain Time, right?
Yes. Yeah. It's a small elite crew.
It is. So what are you doing on the East Coast?
Shows. I'll be in Portland, Maine tonight. If anybody wants to check me out at Laugh Shack at Lincoln's, which is like a secret speakeasy. I got, how you get these emails or messages like, show up at this time and this is how much time you're doing, etc. But this email was like, go to this place. There's a wall with a red something on it. Push on the wall. It's like it's surprising. It's like a puzzle to get into this venue. So
wow,
that's pretty fun. And then let's see, today's Thursday. Friday, I'm in Rhode Island, Westerly, Rhode Island, doing a theater. And Saturday, Democracy Brewing. Everybody, Boston, Massachusetts, come out. Democracy Brewing. I have a door deal. So the more tickets I sell, the more money I make. So let's sell it out. It's supposed to be a super fun room. And then Sunday, I have shows in Boston as well. Monday, I'm in New Bedford, Massachusetts.
Oh, I love New Bedford.
New Bedford, richest city in America. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, 200 years ago. But still, you drive around today, that whale money's dried up a little bit. But
wow, that's so cool. That's so cool. Well, good. Well, I'm so glad to have you in our East Coast time zone. So tell everybody, let's start from the beginning, because you're a comedian first, and then you create this fantastic thing that's coming up Memorial Day. So tell us about your history. When did you start doing stand-up? What does that look like?
Yeah, sure. So I got some gray hairs, as you can see, but relatively new to stand-up, six or so years in.
Wow.
And go all over the country, do all kinds of fun stuff. Was performed on the Strip a couple nights ago, and am sleepy today. And so and I started. It's kind of tale as old as time. Comedians always want more stage time. And when I was getting started, it was hard to get stage time. And I was like, oh, I have an idea. If I start a show, then I'll have my own stage time. I can give myself the stage time. And it's pretty common pattern for a lot of comedians. And so I went to some shows to see what they were like. And these were all in Denver, and they were universally awful. Great comedians, incredible comedians. I went to this one show, unbelievable show. Had Mike Stanley, who's a nationally touring comedian. He headlines at Comedy Works. A kid named Derek Stroop, who now opens for Nate Bargatze, was on the CBS Christmas special last December. Did the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon last year. Like, unbelievable lineup. 6 comedians, packed.
Yeah.
4 people in the audience, and one of them was me. And it was like a Tuesday night or whatever in Denver. And so I was just like, why? Like, these shows, that they're not very good. Why aren't they very good? And basically what it boils down to is, in big cities, there's a lot to do.
Yeah.
You can go see the Rockies, you can see the Nuggets, you can go to a museum, you can go to any number of wonderful restaurants. Denver is a great place. There's plenty to do. So I got this idea. Well, what if I went farther away from Denver? And this has worked throughout my whole comedy career. I've done plenty of great shows in South Dakota, Glasgow, Montana, which advertises as the middle of nowhere. And they're not joking. They're not exaggerating. That is the middle of nowhere. It's basically Canada. And shows far away from big urban centers are terrific. People are very excited to see the
whole town
comedians.
comes out. I've been to shows in the middle of nowhere where literally the mayor's there, the fire.
Yes, exactly. The chief of police.
Who's
From
running
3
the town?
towns over, because this town doesn't have a police department, but they borrow from the county. And so they're super fun. There's great energy at these far away shows. And so I'd been a ski bum in Vail, decades earlier, and was like, well, maybe I'll try Vail. And I called around and nobody was interested, but I found a place just outside of Vail. It's called Eagle Vale. And there was a brewery there, and I started a show. Very first show, 75 people showed up with almost no advertising. And we've since moved around. We survived a pandemic. We now do shows in Vail Village, which is the fancy part of Vail, and really all around the valley. They're coming up next week. We have Rojo Perez from New York City. He's been on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. He's flying out. We're doing shows in Avon, which is where Beaver Creek Ski Mountain is.
Okay.
Vail, 2 shows, and then Gypsum, Colorado, which is west, kind of down valley. It's where the worker bees live.
So you started doing stand-up 6 years ago. What did you do before stand-up?
I mean, everything. I waited tables, bartended, office jobs, cubicle stuff. Sometimes I give corporate talks, and I was this always gets a big laugh. Like, I was pretty mediocre in a cubicle, but I can operate a spreadsheet, which makes me like the 1% in comedians. I'm like a super genius when it comes to comedian. I respond to emails, so like I'm like elite in the comedy world. But
You are the CEO of comedians then.
Yeah,
You are responding to emails.
the bar is pretty low.
That's so funny. So is Vail home now?
No, I live in Denver.
In Denver. And how far are
It's like 90 minutes if you speed. 2 hours is conservatively.
Okay. I was going to say, because right now my flight is flying into Vail. Does that make sense?
You should not do that. We told everybody, make sure you fly into Denver.
Well, why did you?
What do you mean Vail? Do you mean EGE? Eagle? There is no airport in Vail.
Okay. Well, then
There's Eagle County. The closest airport is in Eagle, and it's a hassle. We had one person in 3 years flying to Eagle, and it did not go well.
Okay, then I won't do that. Well, it was funny because
you generally can't fly direct there anyway. So you fly through
it's not
Denver
direct.
anyway.
It was flying me into Denver, and then I was going to drive. And so when there's a girl that helps me book it. Her name is Wendy. So yeah, so I saw it on the Slack, and I was like, I don't know. She said she's flying me into Vail. We don't know things, so I'm glad I asked her.
It's okay. We try and communicate. We send the emails and
yeah. No, I saw it, so I knew I was going to see you today. So I figured I would.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to find it. I mean, it's not that far. I mean, it's half an hour.
Yeah.
Plus from that airport.
Got
so
it.
You already have to get a car and stuff. Yeah. And there's so many. There's like 5 regular buses a day. Like Greyhound style buses, but a little nicer. From Denver to Vail, plus shuttle service, plus there's tons of people driving from
Yeah,
Denver
I
to
figured
Vail.
I'll go on the Slack and just see what time my flights come in then, and just see if I can't find somebody. All right, well, we'll do that.
Yeah. Well, you can just not take that last leg. You just get off in Denver,
Oh,
you know.
oh yeah.
But you could probably get some money back or whatever, depending
So
on
how many years have you been doing the Vail Festival?
this will be the 4th year. 2025 will be the 4th year. It has grown every year. It's pretty fun, pretty exciting. So I started running the shows, and then eventually I got kind of bored, not bored running the shows, but like I figured it out. I knew how to run a show. I knew how to get people out. I knew how to book comics.
Mhm.
I got very lucky in a sense with the pandemic. The pandemic was kind of a good thing for me with comedy, because prior to that, I was running free shows, and I was booking, people who were just above open mic level out of the Denver scene, and which was terrific for 2 hours away from Denver. People enjoyed the shows. But when the pandemic happened, I started running Zoom shows, and I was booking, Comedy Cellar regulars, Comedy Store regulars, people on late night TV, and they were all happy to do it in their pajama bottoms for $50. They do like 10 minutes for $50. And, I could never fly and hotel, and, I just didn't have the budget to work with those kinds of comedians pre-pandemic in person. But then after the pandemic, a couple things happened. One, I had all these people's emails and phone numbers from working with them over the pandemic. And I started running a show in a movie theater, and it wasn't going great for a number of reasons, but it was the only place that would have us as we were coming out of the pandemic. The original brewery didn't want us back, and it took them years to do live events again.
Wow.
And there was a regular who came to my show who owned a bar in Vail. And he said, "Hey, would you ever want to do a show in Vail?" And I'd always wanted to do a show in Vail. And I was fed up with this movie theater for a variety of reasons. And I said, "Can we have a show next week? Can I move it to your bar?"
Wow.
And he said, yes. And then like he had one stipulation. And the stipulation was you can't charge less than $25 a ticket. And I thought that was absurd. I'd only done free shows or like $10 ticket shows. I was like, $25. That's who would ever pay $25? Well, anyways, the first show sold out at $25 and up. So that completely changed the budget. And then I could fly in comedians and pay for hotels. And so it's just completely changed the way shows go. Anyways, to circle back to the festival, I ran a bunch of these shows, and eventually they became pretty easy. And I was like, well, I'm always looking for something that's harder, some kind of challenge. So I figured, well, why not run 20 shows over 3 days? And
I was going to say, how many venues are involved now?
Around 10. Sometimes we say a dozen. And they're all walkable. Everything's within 10 minutes of walking distance, which we think is the coolest thing ever. I go to a lot of festivals to kind of like, both network and enjoy comedy, but also kind of sniff out the competition and see what people are doing well and what maybe isn't working great. And my favorite thing are walkable festivals. Like my least favorite thing about festivals is when you have to like drive half an hour to the next show. It's like, what's even going on here? This isn't the Olympics, we don't.
Yeah, that's great. And so now we will be meeting lots of the comedians. Maybe you could kind of talk us through the people that you've already announced so far.
Yeah, sure. So, thank you for the visual prompt. Incredible. I have a funny story about second to last there too. So we're announcing one comedian a day. And we'll be going until late April announcing comedians. We started with our headliners. We got Mikey Winfield, incredible. He's been on America's Got Talent. I saw him sell out a weekend at Comedy Works in Denver. Super funny. Really excited to have him out. Sarah Tolomash is a very accomplished comedian and filmmaker. We'll get to that in a minute. There might be a twist. with this year's festival, something new. We're always trying to grow and expand. She's been on Comedy Central and James Corden. Andy Haynes, who's been out to Vail several times, is an amazing skier. Was almost a professional skier before he became a comedian. Super, super funny. He lives in New York City. He's been on Conan, HBO, all kinds of stuff. I'm really excited to be working with him again. And Katie Hannigan, who's also been out to Vail, did one of our basement venues that we don't have shows at anymore, but super funny. Been on Colbert, MTV, etc. So those are our headliners. Sarah and Katie run a podcast called Lady Journey, and starting with the second year of the festival, we've had a festival podcast every year. That's something we added and have kind of grown to. You don't need a festival pass to go to the podcast tapings. They're open to the public, and they're very fun. And Lady Journey is a hilarious podcast, and we're really excited. So what we do is we'll match up comedians to be the guests, because we have like 30 comedians in town, and we'll tape a bunch of episodes, and then they'll live forever in the future. And we got Dr. Kev, you can see on the screen, Kevin Fitzgerald, such a fascinating fellow. He used to bounce for the Rolling Stones, so he was like buddies with Mick Jagger, and he would beat people up for money for the Rolling Stones. And then I forget the details of the story. He could tell it better, but one of the Rolling Stones said, "Kev, you can't do this forever. Why don't you go to school or figure something out?" And they paid for him to go to veterinary school. And he had a TV show on Animal Planet for 11 years. He's on the board of the Denver Zoo. He's like an extremely accomplished veterinarian, but also an incredible comedian. Flies all over the country, headlines Comedy Works. He's so funny. He's really, really good.
Wow.
And then I mentioned I was in Las Vegas. I did a show on the Strip, if you can count the Stratosphere. It's now called the Strat. The Strip.
Oh, yeah. Oh, do you know Butch Bradley?
Yeah. He was on the show after me. So I did a show there, and then I went to something at the MGM, and then I was wandering back to my hotel and walking through the MGM and went by Brad Garrett's Comedy Club, and Brandon Vestal, his face was right there. He was headlining all week at Brad, or he's still there. If you're in Vegas, go see Brandon. He's so funny. He's a terrific comedian. And so that was like a small world thing I almost fell over. It was like, I was so surprised.
That's so
see that.
awesome.
I had no idea you'd be there. And then the next day I was walking on the Strip, and the huge, marquee digital LED board outside the MGM had his face on it as well, which is pretty neat.
Wow.
And then Dina Blizzard, everybody watching knows her. Very excited to work with you. And we have comedians from all over. New York, Los Angeles, every state in between, practically Canada coming in. That's something else we've added, is international comedians. And I don't know if I can say this, I guess. We're gonna announce a film. We're gonna screen a movie that has not been released yet, that is comedy adjacent. And maybe somebody in the festival is in the film. So don't want to say too much about it because we haven't signed all the paperwork, etc. But there's a lot of stuff going into it. Like I had no idea. I'm basically popping up a movie theater. There isn't a movie theater in Vail Village, so I have to get a screen. Like, did you have any idea that like a movie screen can cost like $2,000 to $10,000? It's ridiculous. And a projector costs $6,000. It's outrageous how much everything costs. And then you got to get space for it, and you got streaming fees with the movie. And so pretty excited about it, though. I think we're going to make a pretty significant investment in being able to film or show films so that we can do this in subsequent years as well.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, it sounds like you have built something so fantastic. I can't wait to get out there and check it out. And we'll be we're working with Mark to see about having some of the other people that are going to be attending the festival come on the morning show. So hopefully you'll be having the chance to meet some more of the comics from all over the country and perhaps internationally as well. And any place else you're up in the Northeast this weekend.
Yep.
And where are you headed from there? Are you headed back home?
Back to Denver, and I have shows all around Colorado next week. Avon, Vail, Gypsum, Frisco, Colorado, which is Summit County, and then Aurora, Colorado, which is closer to Denver.
Wow.
Yeah.
So lovely. Well, I'm so looking forward to getting there. And thank you so much for coming. It's such a great history. And it sounds like just such a passion project for you. So I'm so glad that you have found your way to stand up and just, elevating, what everyone is doing and, just celebrating comedy. I'm always amazed when I hear that someone says they've never been to a live comedy show. I'm like, how have you? They're like, well, I could just watch it on TV. I'm like, it is so different in a room. Like, you have got to go, and it'll never happen that way again. Ever. Like, it is just
so
such
fun.
a unique experience. So I'm super excited. So thanks for having me this year, and we'll look forward to getting. Have
you been to Vail before?
I haven't. I've been
Okay.
to Boulder.
Okay.
Boulder, and last year I went to Breckenridge.
Oh yeah, Breckenridge is great. I run a show in Breckenridge too.
Yeah, I got a huge headache just driving, and I was
drink a lot of water.
Yes,
Drink a lot of water.
it was a lot. It was a
Yeah,
lot.
and take it easy. Wear sunscreen. We're like 5 inches from the sun. But it is an amazing place, and it's really fun for me to have comedians from all over the country come in and experience it. And I do this year round with the Vail Comedy Show. It's fun. I'll fly in a comic from New York or LA. They've never been to Vail or the mountains, and we'll drive by a herd of buffalo, or see an elk, or see somebody in a $8,000 ski suit. There's just it's a fun, interesting place to visit, and I'm excited to have you and all the comedians there, and the audience as well. Just a reminder, VailComedyFestival.com. It's every Memorial Day weekend. You get your 3-day passes there. It's so fun. It's just like a herd. It's like a herd of buffalo, but it's laughers. You go to a show, you laugh. You maybe grab a bite to eat. The comedian you just saw is having a beer at the table right next to you. And then you go to your next show. It's very cozy, very intimate.
Yeah.
We get big names coming to the festival, but it's very small in a lot of ways.
How many people would you say this attracts every year? How do you?
Hundreds, but not thousands for sure.
Yeah, that's nice.
So, yeah.
That is really nice. And just out of curiosity, is Vail a higher elevation than Breckenridge or lower?
Lower, actually. Okay. So you're in luck. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was fine in Denver. I made that transition fine. It's just that way up. I was like,
Yeah, and Breckenridge is colder too. They call it Breckenfridge.
Breckenridge, yeah. But very bougie, all bougie. So
yeah. Well, Vail is much bougier, actually. So you'll see.
I thought Breckenridge was pretty bougie.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right, great. Well, thanks so much for being here, Mark. We look forward to seeing everybody. And do yourself a favor, check out Vail. What is the
VailComedyFestival.com. On Instagram, it's Vail Comedy Festival. If you're interested in me, my tour dates, etc., markmasters.co, like Colorado. I can't afford the .com yet, but someday, fingers crossed.
We're getting there.
We'll get there with Dina's help.
There we go. All right. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for being here. We'll see you.
All right. Bye-bye.
So that is Mark Masters and the Vail Comedy Festival. If you're looking for some fun, something different, if you're looking to travel, maybe think about heading out. It's Memorial Day weekend. And as I said, we'll be working with Mark to highlight some of the other comics. I think that that's one of the best parts doing what we do here, even with the comics that come through Philadelphia. And Michelle does such a great job of even, finding so many talented people that we can meet virtually as well. It'll be really great, I think, to be able to meet them here and hear everyone's story. And then, hopefully I'll have a chance to go live during the festival and be able to introduce you to them when we're all kind of in our zone and doing our thing in Vail. So I can't wait to get out to Vail and share that with you. I know remember when we went to England, to Glastonbury, and it was just so great to just do a live there and just, be able to experience these beautiful places. So I'm so happy to share this with all of you, and I hope you've enjoyed today's show. Tomorrow we'll be hanging out. It's Friday, y'all. You made it to the end of the week, so it's fantastic. And that's it. I hope you get to do something fun today. Remember, if there's a space heater near you, then it's basically spring and you can wear short sleeves. Otherwise, bundle up because it's still cold and we're all looking for the summer. Do yourself a favor. If you haven't already, think about signing up for our virtual open mic. We have a really great time, and Linda killed it last night, as well as so many of the other people in our open mic. So we'd love to have you. So like Judy from Saskatoon and Good Time Andrea say, head to Vail during Memorial Day. I think Judy's coming, right, Judy? Wink, wink. I have room in my room. I need somebody to room with me. So I'll see you there, Judy. But that's it. Have a great day and a blessed day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. I'll see you. Bye.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed today's morning show, make sure to follow us for more One Funny Mother content.
Okay, all right. Morse code is tapping.
And check out OneFunnyMotherStore.com for great new inappropriate swag. And for more exclusive content, consider becoming a supporter.
She got a bad leg.
Thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow on One Funny